So you believe in a God who had a son, who's the Son of God, born of a virgin. Let's see, his birth was heralded by a star in the east and accompanied by magi from the east as well, and shepherds. A man who grew up and then most of his life mysteriously wasn't recorded until he was baptized by a famous baptizer, a famous religious prophesier, around 30 years of age, who went into the desert and was tempted, who had 12 disciples, who walked on water, cast out demons, restored sight from the blind, who was crucified, died and was buried, rose on the third day, and then when he rose up, he ascended into heaven. You believe in this Savior God, right?
That's correct.
Well, it might surprise you that I wasn't describing Jesus at all. I was describing Horus. Horus is the Egyptian son of Osiris. And all of those myths that were written about Horus were written approximately 1,500 years before Christianity. In addition, there are several other savior figures who have similar parallels, including Krishna, Apollonius of Tyana, Dionysus. How do you explain that?
Well, I just want to point out that this does not prove that God exists. If I were to say that Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt have both won the same amount of Winston Cups in NASCAR, that doesn't prove that Jeff Gordon is not a race car driver. It just proves that they had the same story.
Does that prove that Horus was in fact the son of God?
No, it doesn't.
Well, by that logic it would. If you said, that's why that analogy is, I think, a mistaken one, because you said just because Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt won I don't know any NASCAR races, the Indianapolis 500. Well, we know that they both won the Indianapolis 500. Now, all of the attributes that you say are original to Jesus have already been used to describe gods like Horus, Mithras, Dionysus, Apollonius of Tyana. All of this Jesus isn't new. In fact, early Christians, like I think Irenaeus against heresies, said, yeah, this God sounds a lot like your Dionysus, but don't you get it? The devil went back in time and made up these gods to fool people because he saw Christianity would eventually rise. So do you have any sort of explanation for the fact that...
So that guy could have been exactly right.
Well, okay, fair enough. We'll let you suggest that, and I won't debate that.
But hang on one second. I want to bring up one little topic. The idea, Jesus was supposedly after Moses, after Elijah, after all these people in the Old Testament. Now, how did those people receive salvation? Well, I have heard, I don't know where, I think someone told me one time, that when Jesus died and was in the tomb for 3 days, he actually went back in time and told those people the story of how to receive salvation. So that could very well show that that this Kronos guy, or not Kronos, that's the guy up there in the corner, this guy that you're talking about is in fact based off when Jesus went back in time.
Okay, where in the Bible does it say Jesus went back in time?
I didn't say it says in the Bible. A lot of things aren't mentioned in the Bible. For example, Jesus' childhood. But what I'm saying is, people have told me this. Maybe they found it in old documents, in old study. I don't know.
My grandma told me that she saw a UFO the other night. Should I believe her?
Well, you said you believe more in aliens than you do in God.
I just believe it's statistically possible.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, let's let Kronos ask his question. I can hear you, Kronos.
Can everybody else hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.